All right, guys, welcome to tip number 5 or day number 5 of our 30 Kajabi tips in 3 minutes or less. Now, this one's definitely going to take longer than 3 minutes, sorry. But what we're looking at today is how you transfer your custom domain. Now, what we're looking at here is one of my Kajabi websites. You can see up here, it's the heartcenteredapprentice.com. There's no mention of the My Kajabi. But I collaborated on Kimmy Brown with this wonderful project. And in Kimmy's world, which is America, they spelt centered like this, E-R-E-D. And in Australia and England, we spell it just T-R-E-D. Okay, we don't have this E. So you can see up here that that is the domain that I have used, heartcenteredapprentice.com. But as it turns out, most of the people in the program are based in the States. So what I'm going to do is I am going to swap this domain from the English Australian spelling over to the US spelling. Now, I own both domains, both versions of the spelling. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to remove this custom domain and then replace it with the second custom domain. So what I'm going to do firstly, this might happen to you at some point where you're like, I want to swap my custom domain to something else. Now, what used to happen was to transfer a custom domain over to Kajabi, you would have to go and create yourself a Cloudflare account, free Cloudflare account, and you would connect the custom domain to Cloudflare. And then in turn, that would connect it to Kajabi. So there were a few steps, and that is how I went about creating this connection between my custom domain and Kajabi. But just in the last week, they have changed the process of how you link up a custom domain, and you actually don't even need to go and create a Cloudflare account any longer, unless you're going to create like a subdomain. But if you're just using a standard custom domain, blah, 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 blah.com, then you don't need to go and create a Cloudflare account any longer. You do still need to go and update your name servers though. So that's what we are going to look at. So if I come over here into my settings of this account, the Heart Centered Apprentice site, and I come down here to domain, the first thing that I am going to do, you can see here, Heart Centered Apprentice is connected, is I am going to remove that one. Okay, so now that means that you can see here it's being removed, and once it's removed, this site will go back to running with heartcenteredapprentice.mykajabi.com. Okay, now that's okay for the time being. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to follow the steps. It says set up a custom domain, and I'm going to connect a normal domain to Kajabi rather than creating a subdomain for the Kajabi site. So I'm going with this first one. Now, what's the domain name going to be? It's going to be heart-centered, the American way, apprentice.com. And I click next, and Kajabi will do a little search to see who my domain is registered with. Okay, now it's found here that it's registered with Crazy Domains, which is something we use in Australia. And it's saying, okay, please go and update your name servers from what you've got here to these two. So you'll have to go and open up wherever you're hosting or registering your custom domain, somewhere like GoDaddy or Bluehost or one of those places. Now mine is Crazy Domains, and you'll need to go and find where it is for your custom domain that the name servers, and you can see down here, mine are here, and every platform is different, but you'll need to go and look for where you can update the name servers. Now, Kajabi is saying I need to replace these with theirs. So I'm going to click here on modify, and I'm going to go back over to the domain. I'm going to just copy that, and I'm going to come in here and I'm going to replace this one. And I'm going to copy the second one, come back over and replace that second one. And I'm going to click update. And then I'm going to wait patiently. Now, this normally all happens within a few minutes. It's not normally a long process to transfer a custom domain to Kajabi, but having said that, I have seen it take up to an hour. So don't panic if it is not instant, but you can see here that we have updated the name servers. Now we come back over to our site settings and we just click on Done, Verify Domain. And we wait, and it should say that it's connecting. It says that it's connecting. And you can see here that it says that it takes up to 24 hours, but normally not that long. So I'm not going to make you guys sit here. It's probably not going to happen in the 3 minutes, okay? But in the next few minutes, and you guys can go and test it for yourself. Once it's connected, this new spelling of the website should run. Now, if I come over here at the moment and I click to view my website, it is bringing it up right now with the My Kajabi. So for the time being, the custom domain is not connected. If I take this custom domain and I just put it into a new tab to see what's happening, then you can see that right now we're getting an error message. So we're going to have to wait for a few minutes. I will update you tomorrow with how long it took for it to connect. Now, once you do have it connected, you may need to add in some additional DNS records. I'm not going to cover that in this little video because we don't have time. But if you need help adding extra DNS records into your custom domain setup, let me know. But there's also a really useful help document. You can see there that little question mark will take you to the Learn More, and you'll be able to open up that Kajabi help document. And just down here under the steps that we've already taken, here, DNS settings. So you may have some DNS settings that you need to create inside of that domain area in Kajabi, but you would do that after the custom domain. You can see there it says is connecting after it's connected over. And maybe we could cover that in tomorrow's tip. All right, so that's it for today. That's how you get started. It's really that easy with transferring your custom domain over to Kajabi.